Hey, what's up, everybody? It's just Charles the Banter, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we got a pretty interesting show for you guys. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and sub to the channel. So, as you guys know, Bronny James has dominated the headlines for the last 48 hours or so. A lot of people have been talking about his performance against the Philadelphia 76ers, playing against Maxey and these guys. He didn't play well at all. But then he played again, I think, the next game where he scored 5 points. He had an M1 that went viral all over the internet. People were talking about that. But in the aftermath of that game against the Sixers, a lot of people were just saying, like, a lot of people were talking about Bronny. And one of those people was Stephen A. Smith himself, right? Stephen A. Smith went on this show and basically was pleading to LeBron James to stop what he's doing with Bronny James, because he believes that it's not helpful to him. So what happened this morning? I was going through the internet here, and I came across an article from Awful Announcing, and they were basically reacting to some comments that was made on the Dan Patrick show, where Dan Patrick was essentially poking fun of Stephen A. Smith and essentially calling him an actor for some of the stuff that he was saying on television, and basically suggesting that a lot of what he said wasn't genuine. But before we even get into what Dan Patrick had to say, I want to quickly play what Stephen A. Smith said on ESPN, because really that's what he's reacting to. So take a listen to what Stephen A. Smith had to say there.
I'm really trying to be as respectful as I possibly can be towards LeBron James, one of the top 2 or 3 players in the history of basketball, number 2 in my eyes, a treasure to the game of basketball that we should and will all miss when he is gone. I am pleading with LeBron James as a father. Stop this. Stop this. We all know that Bronny James is in the NBA because of his dad. The first game of the season, opening night, the Griffeys in attendance, father-son duo playing in an NBA game for the first time, an absolutely positively wonderful story. And then reality sets in. We love what we're seeing from him in the G League, because that's where you belong. As you hone your skills and you get better, and you legitimately earn, which I believe he has the potential to do. I am rooting for Bronny James. It would be cruel to root against him. He's a wonderful kid. I wish him nothing but the best. But he's LeBron James' son. And everybody knows what attention that brings. Molly, Doggy, put them up on the screen, because I want to see their face when I say this. Right now, Bronny James is averaging 0.3 points, 0.3 assists, and 0.4 rebounds. You know what people are saying. You know what they're going to do to this kid. In 13 games, he has played 44 minutes. He has scored 4 points. He is shooting 1 of 16 from the field, 0 for 7 from three-point range. How are you doing him favors? We know that he's not ready yet. And I'm saying this with compassion. I'm asking the greatest player in the game, one of the top 2 players in the history of basketball, an ambassador for this game, the face of the league, a 4-time champion, a guy that's gone to 10 NBA finals, one of the greatest we have ever or will ever see, who is a basketball savant. You know, better than me, better than Doggy, better than JJ Redick, better than Rob Pelinka, better than any basketball analysis or analyst that exists. You know what these numbers mean. You know what it's going to do to your son, to people who are missing out on opportunities, that are busting their tail on other NBA teams in the G League, in Europe, and everywhere else, what kind of opportunity they're starving for. You're exposing your son like this? I know I'm not questioning LeBron James' intent as if it's dishonorable, doggy. It's incredibly honorable. He's a wonderful dad. I swear to y'all on everything I love, I'm not trying to be disrespectful in any way. I'm simply saying to have that moment on game 1 of the NBA season is one thing. To propel it to a point where he's on the bench, he's in uniform, he's taking up a roster spot, and now you're giving him time in the first quarter, and you see the absence of production. How are you helping him? I just don't get it. I really don't see. I really don't get it. I really don't.
So you heard Stephen A. Smith's original comment. So when I clicked on the video, Dan Patrick and he has 2 other chaps that work with him, they were basically laughing at Stephen A. Smith. And he was basically saying, yo, Stephen A. Smith, you acting like as if they sending him out there to Afghanistan or something like this. And I'm like, yo, this is pretty crazy. So what we want to do is want to play what Dan and these guys had to say there. And I'm going to come back and give you guys our closing thoughts. Take a listen to that to this here.
You're not sending him to Afghanistan. Good God.
I've never been that serious about anything.
Oh, my God. I wasn't that serious at my mom's funeral. Stop this. Stop this. Pleading with you. Wow. If you didn't know the context, but I just said, listen to his voice, you'd be like, oh, my God, somebody passed away. What happened?
I'm really, really trying.
I got to give him credit for the delivery, though. It's awesome.
Oh, he's a great actor.
Awesome.
No, he's great. Absolutely. There is always theater. And then he's got to get in that maybe second greatest of all time. As a father, I am pleading with you. I am begging you.
It's like throwing the towel like Rocky IV. My gosh, what is going on?
Oh, he got into a basketball game. He's not in Iraq. Like, let's be. Oh, play it one more time.
I'm really, really trying to be as respectful as I possibly can be towards LeBron James. One of the top 2 or 3 players in the history of basketball, number 2 in my eyes. A treasure to the game of basketball that we should and will all miss when he is gone. I am pleading with LeBron James as a father. Stop this. Stop this.
Would you give now? Would you give $20 a month?
Operators standing by. Yes, Paul.
What if the next morning LeBron James called a press conference and said, Stephen A., you're right, we're shutting this all down?
Yes.
Like that was the tipping point.
Yes. I finally had some clarity. Now I realize what I'm doing as a father to this poor child. He gets to play for the Lakers. He gets to be a professional basketball player. Yes, there's nepotism. But I think I'm being a pretty damn good father. You know? I got him to the NBA. He's getting paid. Yeah, he gets embarrassed when he gets in, but that's okay. He's learning. He's learning on the job. Yes, Todd.
But as a fellow human who enjoys the sport of basketball, let's end this madness once and for all.
It sounds like Liam Neeson in Taken.
Michael Jordan didn't put his kids on the Wizards.
So you heard what Dan Patrick had to say there. You heard they were laughing at him, basically calling him an actor. What are my thoughts on this? Well, I think it's multi-layered. I think that I understand where they got the actor part, because some people do feel like Stephen A. Smith tries to oversell some of his views, especially when they, like, if you look at the things with the New York Knicks, a lot of people feel like he's a fake New York Knicks fan and all of that. So there's kind of been these murmurs that have been percolating out there. So you have that. Some of it I also think is because they're saying that he's like being over dramatic with the way he delivered his message about the Bronny James situation and all of that. But to be honest with you guys, that's Stephen A. Smith's style. He can be over dramatic, or he can do stuff like that, right? Where he looks like he's pleading for you to, release this prisoner that's Bronny James or whatever it is. That's his style. But I also understand what Dan Patrick is suggesting regarding Bronny James. I think if Dan Patrick views the entire thing as not a big deal, then I think he shouldn't feel a type of way when people make fun of Bronny then. Because if it's not a big deal, then I don't want to hear people crying about, oh, people are being too harsh to him and all of that. Because if you do that, then I'm going to say, but I thought you said it wasn't a big deal. It doesn't really matter. At the end of the audio, he was even applauding LeBron James and saying LeBron is such a bad father that he got his son in the NBA, that he got his son paid. So maybe people like Dan Patrick are saying that, look, some of you guys are taking this way too seriously, right? Some of y'all don't really need to take it this seriously. And if that's the mindset that he wants to promote, then I think that some people should just, if Bronny plays like crap, call it out, laugh about it. And if he plays well, praise him, and that'll just be it. One moving circus all the way to the end of the season. These are my thoughts. Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts in the comments, and we catch you on the next show. Peace.